So in this video we are going to learn about what are the 12 houses, what's their significance, what they show in your life. That's the thing we are going to discuss in this video. So first house is ascendant. It is a Lagna house. It is a house about self. So how will be you, what's go on your head. This house tells us about what pattern of life will your kundli will follow. So if you have like the house of a 10, a Capricorn, it will shows your tendency, how will be your tendency. More than the what we call the sign, we need to see the nakshatra to see the over the what is the tonality of the house will be. So it is a house very important to predict. So we have to give a more important to this house, and it also tells us how is your impression is on the world. So it tells us how people will see you and what's go on your head. So it generally shows your mindset from the first house. So we have to see other things also, but for this video we will say it is a house about yourself and how people see you. And the second house is about your solid wealth, or the permanent wealth, or we can say non-movable wealth. So it shows about your non-movable wealth, like your asset that are not movable, like your house, like your property and stuff like that. And second house also tells us about your speech, and it also tells about what type of wealth will you have, means houses and all that thing. So moving on, the third house is about the short term travel and siblings, mainly smaller sibling. And this house tells us about how your courage will be seen and what type of skill will you have. This house is very important to see your skill, short term travels, then your smaller sibling. And this house is interchangeably can be used to see your communication side. So for communication we have to consider second house and third house as well. So the fourth house is about your mother, your home, your what we call daily sukha, or what is a daily comfort, and how will you have the environment in your home. This is very important house. It can also be used to see will you settle in foreign land or not. And this house sometimes can be used to see how was your primary education and somewhat of upbringing. So moving on, we move to the fifth house. So the fifth house is about your luck, not luck specifically. It is about your love life, then your relations, then what we can say about your education. And this house is also important to see about your potential, what are your potential. So this house can be used to see your potential. This house is very important to see how will your partnership relationship will be, because this is a house is 11th from the 7th house, and 7th house is about a partnership. And because the 5th house is 11th from the 7th house, it shows us how will your partnership will be. So it shows us how will you get married, will you have love marriage or will you have arranged marriage. It also shows about your potential. This house is very useful to see about your children. And that's it for this house. Let's move on to the sixth house. Sixth house is about your enemies. What are the services you have to provide. This house shows what are the main challenges in your life. This house is very important to see will you have a job or service or business. If this house is strong, you might be in a job. And sixth house shows what type of competition you have and it also shows about what type of health issues will you have or what health issues can be there.